Welcome back, my friends. Today I am sharing with you hopefully a quick but thorough weight loss Q&A. I asked a little while ago if you guys had any questions as it pertains to me announcing, hey, I'm back in weight loss mode for 2025. And there were some questions that came in, so I figured I'd put them all into one nice, concise little video. But before we dive in, if you are new here, hello, my name is Brianna. I am the diva behind Diva and the Divine, and this is where I share my experiences and my journey through life, hoping to inspire, educate, and impact you in some positive way. I'm so glad you're here. So let's just go ahead and jump right into the questions, shall we? Because y'all know I kind of like to talk. Number one, did IE not work for your health goals? Because same. I loved the because same, and that was at the end of this. So IE is intuitive eating, which is what I started doing in July of 2023. And basically intuitive eating is anti-diet, but it's also respect to your body. And here's the thing. Did intuitive eating work for my health goals? Clearly not, because if they did, I wouldn't be here, right? But it's not entirely intuitive eating's fault. It's really not. It's actually not at all intuitive eating's fault, if we're being completely honest here. There's a key component to intuitive eating and eating mindfully that I have chosen to ignore enough times where it negatively impacts the results. And that is eat when you're hungry and don't eat when you're not. Or eat when you're hungry and stop when you are no longer hungry. Not when you are full, not when you are stuffed, not, oh, I think I have room for a little sweet treat after dinner. No. When you're no longer hungry, you stop. The end. And I'm not so great at doing that, which is why it didn't work, okay? Here's the thing. If you have excess weight on your body and you do adhere to that principle, solely that principle, weight change will probably happen, okay? Not guaranteed, but likely. If you have excess weight to lose and you start eating within the confines of what your body tells you it needs, then it is more likely to be successful. I'm very good at ignoring my body. I'm very good at it. And so I need something to get me back to listening to my body. I saw a really great example of why tracking is beneficial from Jordan Syatt. And the analogy he used was finances, banking, spending money, right? Could you save money, a significant amount of money, without tracking what you're spent? You could, theoretically, right? But if you're not paying close attention to what's coming in and what's going out, there is no guarantee, or it's going to be very, very difficult for you to save up for that down payment on a house that you have a goal for, right? Whereas if you are keeping track of your finances, if you're actually writing down and checking in with what's coming in and what's going out and how much you've actually saved and what you can save, you're more likely to reach that financial goal, right? Plain and simple. It's not impossible to do it with tracking, but tracking can help you, even if it's just in the short term, to kind of get you into the swing of things. And I loved that analogy, and I was like, exactly, yes, because I know what to do, I know how to eat, I know what the foods are, and I basically know what quantities, but I can also very easily justify a little bit of overeating that could actually be enough overeating calorically to kick me right out of a calorie deficit, which would mean no weight loss. Right? So yes, to answer your question, correct. IE in and of itself did not work. So you, my friend, are not alone. Why have you decided to get back into weight loss mode after your IE journey? Well, I kind of answered it already, because IE alone wasn't yielding the results that I wanted. Here's the thing. I love my body as it is, and I've actually grown to really appreciate and dress my body and adorn my body and love on my body as it is. And that was a really important turning point for me, right? Because now I can approach this journey not from an, ugh, I hate my body negative mindset, because nobody wins when you do that. But now from truly a point of love and respect and honoring my body, I want to feel the best that I can, right? Yes, my goal that I wrote down was I want to fit into the clothes that I own that are too small. Yes, there is a vanity goal in mind. 100%. But more importantly than that, I want the energy, I want the mobility, I want to feel like I can do all the things. And there are days now that things just feel heavy. And I know it's because I'm carrying around extra weight that I don't need to be carrying around, especially with a disability. I don't need it. And I need to take action in order to get rid of it. What is your goal weight? That's a great question. I don't have one. I know, shocking, but I urge you to do this exact same thing. If you're somebody on a weight loss journey, please don't tie it to a number. And here's why. The scale lies to you. The scale lies. There is a difference between fat loss and weight loss. And I keep saying weight loss because that is the term that is well known, right? That is the term that is used. But what we all want when we want weight loss is actually fat loss. Did you know that? Anybody here on a weight loss journey is actually on a fat loss journey. Our desire is to remove the fat from our body, and thus the scale goes down. But here's the thing. You need to let the number on the scale be a result of your fat loss efforts, not the goal of your fat loss efforts. Does that make sense? I had a goal weight once. I hit that goal weight. Turns out that vanity number that I strived for was probably 15 to 20 pounds less than where I should have stopped, where it was healthy for me, where it was sustainable for me. And as a result, I trashed my metabolism, I trashed my muscle mass, and I gained the weight back because it was not a sustainable place for me to be. And in my brain, striving for this lower number is actually what caused me to fail. Okay? We don't need that. In 2025, we don't do that. So here's what I'm doing. As I expressed in my annual goals video, the goal is to fit into the clothes that are in the basement. Does that mean 10 pounds, 15 pounds, 25 pounds, 35 pounds, 45 pounds? I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. And here's the thing. What if it only means 25 pounds? So what? So what? Nobody can see what you weigh except your doctor. Nobody cares what you weigh. Literally nobody cares what you weigh except you. Maybe your doctor. Okay? So tying the goal to the scale is not worth it. It's not worth it. Now, do I have a range in mind for my weight? Yes. Why? Because I keep and have kept for years and years solid records of my weight. So I know, looking at any YouTube video or any picture, I know around what I weighed during that picture or that video. I also know in various pictures and videos where I was actually the most comfortable, where I was the most energized, where I felt the most strong. And I know what I weighed around that. Spoiler alert, it was still more than what my goal weight was by a significant amount. But I knew that. I'm like, okay, this number, had I just been satisfied with that number and not trying to white knuckle my way down to a weight that was unsustainable, if I had just been, okay, this is my goal weight now, and kept it there, I would look completely different. I would, because I would have focused on the right things. So I have an idea of where the scale number will probably fall, but I'm also open to being completely wrong. So no, I do not have a goal weight in mind. Will you be doing weekly weigh-ins again on this journey? That is an interesting question, and one that I hadn't actually thought about. I used to do weekly weigh-ins for years and years and years. You can go way back on my channel and see weekly weigh-in videos that are either in the form of a live stream, or before a live stream, I actually used to film them. And so I thought about it, and probably not. Probably not, with one little caveat. First of all, the week to week, like finding an additional video to film where on the week to week, there might not be a whole lot to say, right? When you do a sustainable weight loss journey, it's not like I can go, I lost 1.2 this week. I lost 2.1. I lost 0.5. Like there's going to be ups and downs and things of that nature. But on the week to week, is it really going to be interesting for you to hear? I don't know. So what I might do, and this is a big might, nothing is set in stone. I might do a monthly wellness check-in. And we'll see. We'll see once I get back to Minnesota and get back into my routine, how I actually feel about all of it. I will for sure do at least a quarterly update, I think, because I think that's important to at least share my progress and share the ups and the downs, the struggles, the successes, what's helping me, things of that nature. But weekly is too frequent. There is a world where I open up the YouTube membership feature. And for exclusive paid members, I might hop on and do a weekly thing. That's the caveat. I can't decide though. I can't decide. So no weekly weigh-ins for now. Maybe a membership-based weekly weigh-in later. But that doesn't mean you won't be updated. Fear not. This next one is actually just a comment, but I had to share it because I love it. And it said, This is the combination I have been wanting. WWNIE, married. What this person is basically saying is the idea of tracking your food and following along with a plan, married with the concepts of intuitive eating, listening to your body, eating when you're hungry and not eating when you're not, regardless of what the tracker says. And this marriage of these two modalities is essentially what I want to be doing. I'm going to use the tracker as my guide, but if I pre-track something and I only eat 2/3 of it, I'm not going to finish it because it's in the tracker. My primary goal is going to be listen to my body first and go from there. That's the primary goal, which is completely reversed of what everybody else does, right? If you have a tracker, you do let me do what the tracker says and then maybe listen to my body. But often when we lean into just what the tracker says, if the tracker says you get 2,100 calories in a day and you finish breakfast, lunch, and dinner and you only have consumed 1,800 calories that day, there is a part of our brain that goes, but I need to eat the remainder of those calories. And the reality is, no, you don't. So listening to your body first is going to be the primary thing that's going to help me completely revolutionize the way I do this. So using the trackers, yes, as guidelines, as kind of like maximums, right? Like keep going as your body sees fit until this point. And it's going to keep me honest, but the IE integration is going to keep me feeling my best and listening to my best and being true to my body in the process. Ways to discern the best approach. Everyone has their way and it's confusing. I hear you. I hear you. And here's the thing. Sometimes it's trial by fire. Sometimes it's trial and error. Here is my personal opinion. Keto, not it. Carnivore, not it. Extreme low calorie diets, not it. Eliminating food groups, not it. Outside of those things, right? Do what you think is best. The app I use, Healthy, has literally 6 different plans. One of them is keto, which I avoid, but that's me. But they have even the old WW plans, right? They have 4 or 5 different plans. And everybody in the app is on a different plan. Some people are tracking calories and macros on the app. Some people are doing Points Plus. Some people are doing what used to be called Smart Points. All of these things are all available on this app and everybody gets to pick what works best for them. So I can't tell you with 100% certainty what the best choice is for you. I can tell you with 100% certainty that the most accurate choice is calorie and macro counting. If you want accuracy down to the calorie counting and macro tracking is the answer, right? If you want a little bit less tracking, if you want smaller numbers, say 30 bites/points in a day instead of 1,800 calories, you look for a plan like WW or one of the plans from Healthy. But I can't say with 100% certainty what will work best for you. Here's what you do need to hear though. Stay in your lane. What does not work is hopping from plan to plan, switching lanes so quickly that you get pulled over for whatever you can get pulled over for on the road, right? You need to stay in your lane for a significant amount of time. I would say at least 4 to 6 weeks before you can determine if something is not working for you. You also have to be honest in your tracking most of the time, if not all of the time, ideally, to see if something is working for you or not. You can't tell me, and this used to happen all the time. I had macro tracking clients. I am a certified nutrition coach, in case any of you are wondering. If you want more information about working with me, go check the application down below. I would create macro counts for my clients, right? And they would freak out at how much. It's not much. I still put them in a calorie deficit, right? Food that they get. And they go, oh my gosh, I can't eat that much. Oh my gosh, blah, 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 blah. And then the goal, I have this nice little tracker, and every day they put in their macros that calculates their calories and tells me what they've eaten in a day. And I will get people that complained that I gave them too many calories, and yet what I see in my tracker is them going over their calorie counts anyway. Or they'll go 4 of the 7 days of a week not tracking your food. Oh, I didn't track that day. I guarantee on the days you weren't tracking, you were eating over your calories. And so they can't look at me and go, these calories are too high, lower my calories, until they prove to me that they can actually stay within the calorie range I gave them, right? You have to remain consistent. You have to show up every day. You have to do the thing. If you don't do the thing, if you don't take the action, if you don't stay in that budget, it's not gonna work. Period. Hard stop. So whatever plan you do choose, do it with your whole heart. Someone asked how you reduced your weight. I'm trying my best, but I'm not successful yet. I'm in the process of it, but the only way to reduce your weight is calorie deficit. Let me go back to my earlier comment. The only way to reduce your fat is calorie deficit. You can reduce your weight by not drinking water for a day. You can reduce your weight short term by eliminating carbs from your body. It doesn't eliminate fat, but it eliminates the carbs. And it eliminates the water retention tied to the carbs. We don't want to lose weight, people. We want to lose fat. Period. Stop. And I know we're going to use the term weight loss. That's fine. But I need every one of you to hear that when you say weight loss, what you actually mean is fat loss. Right? When you say weight loss, you mean fat loss. And that's a really important thing to differentiate. It's really, really key. Because fat loss, the only way you lose fat is calorie deficit. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Calorie deficit, which means you're eating less energy than you're putting out. Which is why so often reduced calorie diets and moving more are associated. Yes, there are some medical factors that make things more difficult for some people than others, but in general, you just need to eat less than you are burning. And that will result in fat loss, right? That's how you do it. So again, I would urge you, if you're saying, I'm doing it, I'm trying my best, but it's not working. Are you though? And this is tough love Brianna coming out. Are you though? Because again, I go back to my clients that would say, oh, this calorie count is too high, but then they give me 4 days a week where they're not tracking, so I can't actually see if they're eating in the right calorie range. Are you in a moderate calorie deficit, not an extreme one? No 1,200 calorie diets here, my friends. But let's say your calorie goal is 1,800. Can you tell me, can you prove to me that you've eaten 1,800 calories for the last 3 weeks? If your answer is no, are you trying your best? Are you getting the sleep that your body needs? One cannot fat loss on 4 hours of sleep a night. You need to get quality sleep. You need to reduce your stress. You need to move your bodies. You need to move your bodies and you need to be in a calorie deficit. Can you tell me, and you need to drink your water. Can you tell me with 100% certainty that you are doing those things? Then we can troubleshoot. But until you can say yes, we know the answer. And then my last question is, what's your plan? Great question. I'm currently, so when I first announced, hey, I'm doing this thing, I said I was doing the healthy app equivalent of Weight Watchers Points Plus, and I was doing calorie counting. I am finding more days where I am tracking calories than tracking in the healthy app, than tracking in Points Plus. But that is still kind of what I'm aspiring to is, so my plan right now is to double track the two, calories and Points Plus, and see where that takes me. There might come a time where I'm like ditching the points and just doing calories and macros because it's what I know is most effective and it's most easily modified and things of that nature. But there's something to be said for what I actually did lose my weight on. And there's also something to be said for not having to measure my fruits and vegetables. So that's really the thing that's like tying me into like, I still want to do Points Plus, but then if I'm double tracking, I measure them anyway. So does it really make a difference? So bottom line is Points Plus and or macros, some combination of those. I am walking at least 10,000 steps a day, shooting more towards 12. I am lifting weights 4 days a week. I'm integrating Pilates. I'm integrating lots of stretching and just mindful, respectful eating to my body, right? That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. And those are all of my questions. I hope this cleared some things up for you and helped you understand what is coming in terms of health-related content on my channel. If you want to follow along for that journey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join the Diva and the Divine community. We would love to have you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section down below. And maybe in another month or two, I'll do another one of these to kind of get you updated, answer the fresh set of questions, things of that nature. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.